You ghosting. Hey, this motherfucker doing? You get these things sweet now, cause I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. No, hey yo, check this out.
Diddy rejected his plea deal and his trial starts next week.
You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters.
Jay-Z is allegedly on the run. And why? Well, sources are saying that Diddy is trying to threaten him even behind bars. As a result, Jay is scrambling to distance himself from the person he once considered a brother. Here's what happened. So, after months of whispers, sealed court documents, and jaw-dropping accusations, the latest tea is straight-up explosive. Diddy was offered a plea deal to snitch, and guess whose name was all over it? Jay-Z. And the internet is losing it. Especially these two are pretty close to each other. So much so that Jay-Z was the one who narrated his BET Life Achievement Award. But here's where it gets real messy. Allegedly, Jay-Z is panicking, y'all. He's sweating bullets over the possibility of getting dragged into Diddy's upcoming trial. And as we peel back these layers, let's just say things are pointing to something way bigger than we ever imagined. Now, people are asking if Jay-Z would actually be the mastermind behind Diddy's dark empire. Not to mention how Beyoncé's billion-dollar legacy is at risk too. Okay, going back. Prosecutors wanted Diddy to come clean about crimes that allegedly involved Jay-Z too. Because y'all, people are not buying that this whole mess is a one-man show. Nope, that's impossible. Especially since there is an alleged list of Hollywood celebs who are part of the infamous Diddy freak-offs. This also means that Jay-Z might be involved as well. And fans are almost 100% sure that Jay would be on the list.
Beyonce and Jay-Z are getting absolutely canceled right now because fans figured out they are connected with P. Diddy.
Again, he's pretty close with Diddy, so it's impossible that he did not know a thing. Except if he decided to turn a blind eye and just ignore all the nasty things Diddy allegedly did to his victims. Also, the feds know Diddy wasn't operating solo, and the plea deal was their way of cracking open the whole empire. But Diddy? Let's just say he has other plans in mind. It was reported that despite the offer, he stood in court, stared the judge dead in the eye, and said, "Nope, I'm not taking it."
Number one, the government acknowledged that they offered Combs a plea deal. Combs acknowledged he has no interest in taking that. They're going to move forward with the trial.
This got people thinking. Especially at this point, I think most of you would agree that loyalty will not get him out of jail. Now, before we talk about the reason why Diddy might have rejected the plea deal, let's first dive into Jay-Z and Puff's relationship. Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just two random celebs bumping into each other at parties. Nah, these two were basically cut from the same cloth. Both of them rose from the gritty streets of New York, Jay-Z from the Marcy projects in Brooklyn, Diddy from Harlem, single moms, hustle in their blood, and zero handouts. They built their names the hard way, rapping, producing, and flipping their street smarts into full-blown empires. We're talking bad boy records for Diddy and Rock Nation for Jay-Z. Both guys had their hands deep in launching careers, dropping chart-topping hits, and, let's keep it real, setting the blueprint for how to turn rap fame into mogul status. And the friendship? It looked tight for years. No beef, no public drama. In fact, back in 2009, when Diddy was asked about a viral pic of him chopping it up with Jay-Z, he straight up said Jay flew in just for his birthday party. Even though Jay had a packed schedule, he made the trip happen, because that's how deep the loyalty seemed. But now, things have hit a whole new level of messy. While Diddy sits locked up on sex trafficking and racketeering charges, Jay-Z is scrambling to keep his billion-dollar empire squeaky clean.
The federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs has been unsealed. His charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs.
But it's getting harder because let's be real. These two didn't just party together, they built their careers side by side. They rolled in the same circles, made power moves together, and now their pasts are coming back to haunt them both. What's crazy is that for years, people saw them as twin titans of the game, running the charts, stacking millions, and making big corporate moves like bosses. But behind the scenes, some insiders are saying their bond might have been a lot deeper and a lot darker. Right now, Jay-Z is allegedly doing everything he can to distance himself. In fact, fans even pointed out that Jay has been very quiet ever since Cassie filed her bombshell lawsuit against Diddy. Which is not something a close friend would do, right? Especially when almost everyone in the industry knows that Jay and Diddy are basically each other's ride or die. However, Jay ain't going to avoid the attention forever. Now, that lawsuit is dragging him back into the spotlight? Yeah, that's making it really awkward. Because no matter how far Jay tries to step away, the truth is, they built those castles on the same shaky ground. Yes, they might actually be the exact same person, with dark secrets and crazy minds. I mean, where's Diddy? Sitting in that cell, reportedly dropping veiled threats and reminding people that he's still got dirt on people and snitching, including, allegedly, his old friend Jay-Z.
The rapper Jay-Z has been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Combs.
Now, let's go back to the plea deal. Why did Diddy reject it? Because Diddy knows one thing: snitches don't survive in prison. Now, fans say he'd rather risk life behind bars than wear that rat jacket. Legal experts say rejecting this deal could be a huge mistake. And a lot of fans actually agree. One person left a comment saying, "Diddy doesn't want to be known as a rat because they get killed in prison. What do you think they do to child molesters in prison? He dead, he just doesn't know it yet." While another added, "Diddy did not accept a plea deal before trial, but once he gets a life sentence without parole, he will rat out his accomplices in order to be released in the witness protection program. Justice must be served." But Diddy? He's betting it all on silence. Now let's talk about Jay-Z. His name keeps popping up. Every new court doc, every leak, every insider whisper, there's Jay. It's becoming crystal clear that whatever Diddy was running, Jay allegedly had his fingerprints all over it. The rumors are swirling that Jay-Z is now desperate to distance himself. But here's the twist. Some insiders claim Jay-Z was actually the one who told Diddy to reject the plea deal in the first place. Like, hold up. Why would Jay do that? Simple. If Diddy snitches, Jay goes down too. And let's be real, Jay's got a lot more to lose. Billion-dollar businesses, Grammys, that whole power couple image with Beyonce. If Jay-Z's empire crumbles, Bey's goes with it. The stakes? Higher than ever. Okay, let's talk about the Carters for a second. When it comes to power couples, few shine as brightly as Jay-Z and Beyonce, but behind the glitz and glamour, whispers suggest a more complex narrative. Allegations have surfaced, painting a picture of a duo whose ascent to the top may have involved more than just talent and hard work. Jaguar Wright, a former collaborator in the music industry, has been vocal about her experiences and observations. And let's just say she had been dropping explosive allegations about the power couple ever since she started dragging Diddy to the ground.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
For starters, she has described Jay-Z as a figure who manipulates situations from behind the scenes, creating chaos while maintaining a facade of innocence. Jaguar claims extend to Beyonce as well, suggesting that both have been involved in questionable activities, including detaining individuals against their will and transporting them under dubious circumstances. These assertions, while unproven, have reignited discussions about the couple's business practices. Jay-Z's ventures, such as Roc Nation and Tidal, have faced scrutiny over transparency and artist treatment. Similarly, Beyoncé's business endeavors have not been immune to criticism, with some questioning the ethical implications of their operations. But it doesn't stop there, because people who used to work for the trio also have a lot to say about their alleged connection with Diddy. Things hit a whole new level when Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Uncle Ron, aka Ron Smith, decided to toss in his 2 cents. Now, Uncle Ron first made waves back in 2023 when he hopped on TikTok and straight up claimed that Beyoncé has allegedly been on drugs for years and that Jay-Z keeps her that way? Y'all, the Bayhive did not play about that. Like, they were determined to get the video to disappear, especially since the accusations were pretty serious. As a result, the video vanished quickly, and Uncle Ron went radio silent, at least for a while, because after that, he made a massive comeback. And yes, he has more to say about the power couple and their alleged connection with Diddy's nasty schemes. Fast forward to late 2024 this time, Uncle Ron hints that Jay-Z and Diddy were involved in Biggie Smalls' death. Yep, you heard that right. And just imagine how everyone reacted after seeing the video. He said Biggie was ready to leave Bad Boy Records and was tired of being used and abused.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line. You don't have to believe me, believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy. He wanted to do his own thing. He mentioned several times how he was tired of being used and abused.
But just 24 hours after dropping that bombshell, Uncle Ron was found dead. Cue the internet losing its entire mind. Now, while officials chalked it up to pneumonia, conspiracy theorists are out here whispering about mysterious cleanup jobs and shady industry tactics.
Patriots, I have this update just in. Someone in my comments, thank you, asked me, how did Uncle Ron die? I have some answers. Now, this is where it gets a little crazy. He died last month. He was only 59 years old, very young. Some people are whirling around that he died of that same pneumonia that Kim Porter had. Sounds a little bit shady.
Whether there's any truth to it or not, one thing's for sure. This Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Diddy triangle has the internet deep in its messy, messy feelings. And something tells us this drama is far from over. So now, the couple's association with Puff adds another layer to the narrative. Diddy's recent legal troubles have cast a spotlight on his connections, and Jay-Z and Beyoncé's past collaborations and social interactions with him have not gone unnoticed. While there's no concrete evidence linking them to Diddy's alleged misconduct, the proximity has fueled speculation. Let's also not forget that Jay-Z might have been the only individual who got tangled up in some legal drama with Diddy. Back in late 2024, a woman going by the pseudonym Jane Doe filed a shocking lawsuit that put the spotlight on a dark night after the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
At first, all eyes were on Diddy, who was the only name in the original complaint. But a few months later, everything exploded when the lawsuit was updated to include Jay-Z as a key figure, listed mysteriously as Celebrity A. The accusations? Absolutely horrifying. Jane Doe claims that she was just 13 years old when she was invited to an exclusive after-party by a limo driver. Yeah, already sounding shady. Once she arrived at the glitzy Manhattan Bash, things spiraled. According to the court docs, she was handed a drink that made her feel off, woozy, disoriented. She tried to get herself together and lay down in a quiet room, thinking she was just going to rest. But what happened next? Chilling. She alleges that both Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room, along with another female celeb, dubbed Celebrity B, and that's where the alleged assault took place. Both men accused of horrifying acts while the woman allegedly stood by and watched. It gets even messier. After the nightmare unfolded, Jane Doe said she tried to get help, visibly shaken and upset, but claims she was completely ignored by everyone at the party. So imagine a 13-year-old left traumatized, wandering out to a nearby gas station to call her dad for help. That's the kind of detail that just hits you in the gut. But it doesn't stop there. The lawsuit also accused Jay-Z of going full damage control mode. Jane Doe's legal team says that once Jay-Z got wind of her allegations, his camp allegedly launched a campaign of harassment and intimidation aimed at scaring the victim and silencing her lawyers. We're talking alleged bullying, threats to their families and staff, the whole 9 yards. According to the complaint, it was all part of a calculated plan to stop her from ever naming Jay-Z in the suit. Familiar? Well, Diddy was also accused of reaching out to victims and possible witnesses in the quest to stop them from coming forward. And get this, he allegedly did this while he was already behind bars. Crazy, right? After the lawsuit took off, Jay-Z was once again the talk of the town. And Jay-Z's response? He came out swinging, denying everything and calling the whole thing a shakedown. His side claims the lawyer behind the case was just trying to blackmail him for cash, banking on the idea that the scandal would push Jay to settle quietly. But Jay made it crystal clear, no hush money here. He said he was ready to fight it out publicly and prove his innocence. Jay-Z also talked about how painful it was for his family, especially having to explain these kinds of allegations to his kids. But while he expressed sympathy for real victims, he made it clear that he believes this case was bogus from the start. Despite Jay's bold stance, the case brought a lot of heat his way. Even though the lawsuit was eventually dropped in early 2025, the damage to Jay's image was done. Like, already done. The internet had a field day.
Tonight, Sean Carter, better known as rap superstar and business mogul Jay-Z, able to declare victory after the case against him was voluntarily dismissed with prejudice, according to a filing in U.S. District Court in Manhattan. The civil suit against Jay-Z was on behalf of an adult woman who said she was raped back in 2000, following the MTV Video Music Awards when she was just 13 years old and went to an after party.
And fans couldn't help but raise eyebrows at how often his name and Diddy's keep popping up in these dark, twisted stories. And look, while no court has found Jay-Z guilty of anything, the fact that his name is consistently linked to these freak-off parties and allegations? Yeah, that's enough to keep the whispers loud and the speculation alive. However, this is actually not the first time Jay-Z faced such legal woes. So you better believe he knows what he needs to do next. In case you missed it, Jay had to deal with something similar before. And again, this is also somehow related to Diddy. Remember 1999? Jay-Z pleaded guilty to stabbing record exec Lance Rivera in a wild nightclub brawl. And that same year, Diddy was caught up in a shooting at a Manhattan club. Both of them have violent pasts. Both of them have faced serious charges. And both of them somehow always landed back on top. But this time, the feds aren't playing. Fast forward to 2025. Things get messier. Jay-Z and Beyonce were named in a civil lawsuit alongside Diddy. Yep, the same freak-off party allegations. A man named Joseph Manzaro claimed he was drugged, kidnapped, and sexually abused at a Diddy party and said Jay and Bey were present.
Breaking news, breaking news. Another lawsuit has been filed against Sean Diddy Combs by a man named Joseph Mazzaro. He is naming LeBron James, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Jacob the Jeweler, and Gloria Estefan as witnesses that he was at the party that took place in 2015 at Gloria Estefan's estate for King Combs' birthday. He had the man parade around the house wearing a male part on his forehead.
He even alleged Beyonce asked, "What's this all about?" when she saw him in a penis mask. I mean, wild. Jay-Z's legal team went into full damage control, denying everything and calling the accusations nonsense. But the fact that his name keeps getting dragged into these lawsuits? Major red flags. Oh, and it gets creepier. Manzaro alleged he was smuggled through an underground tunnel linking Gloria Estefan's Miami mansion to Diddy's place. And in leaked prison phone calls, Diddy was heard telling someone to get rid of pizza boxes. If you know, you know.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza.
That's a disturbing code word in underground circles. In that same call, he mentions someone named Jay. No confirmation it's Jay-Z, but the streets are connecting the dots fast. So now this rabbit hole doesn't end there. Remember when NYC Mayor Eric Adams handed Diddy the key to the city? Guess what? Adams was indicted on corruption charges just weeks later. Diddy had serious political connections, and now they're unraveling too. It's like every layer of protection is falling apart. What's super telling? Jay-Z has been dead silent since these cases started blowing up. No interviews, no statements, just legal teams working overtime behind the scenes. According to insiders, this is classic Jay. He's always been the type to let others burn while he stays in the shadows. But now? Sources say even he is shaking, worried the feds have something solid. We can't forget about Queen Bey. This entire empire is built on their image, the power couple, the billion-dollar brand, the picture-perfect family. But if Jay goes down, Bey's name is dragged down too. Victims and insiders have already started naming her as a witness in lawsuits. It's only a matter of time before her pristine image starts to crack. In fact, there has been news that Jay-Z had already been planning to ditch Diddy.
Many people are noticing the celebrity associates who are not speaking out.
Now, if you've been paying attention, you probably noticed something really sneaky. The moment Diddy's legal walls started crumbling, Jay-Z moved like a ghost. We're talking scrubbing Diddy from his entire existence, fast. All those years of partying together, collaborating, and being seen as rap royalty side by side, poof, gone like it never happened. Sources close to the situation say Jay-Z was plotting his great escape the second things got dicey for Diddy. And honestly, can you blame him? Jay's built a billion-dollar empire, and the last thing he wants is to get caught in Diddy's quicksand. The stakes for Jay are massive. Behind the scenes, Jay has been working overtime to distance himself from anything, even remotely connected to Diddy's mess. His legal pit bull, Alex Spiro, was quick to clap back at anyone linking the two, making it very clear that Jay-Z and Diddy don't have any tight bond beyond a little business here and there. According to Spiro, Jay doesn't know anything about Diddy's legal drama and wants no part of it. But let's be real here. Nobody's buying the "we barely know each other" act completely. These two ran in the same circles for decades. Their careers crossed paths too many times to count, from record deals to A-list events to the whole Tidal saga. Remember, Diddy was a shareholder in Tidal at one point, and let's not forget all those lavish parties they both attended. So sure, maybe they weren't BFFs, but saying they were just casual business acquaintances? Sounds a little too convenient now that Diddy's in deep trouble. And here's where it gets even spicier. While Jay is busy pretending Diddy never existed, he's also laser-focused on his own survival. He's been going head-to-head with high-profile lawyer Tony Busby, the same guy who's been dragging celebs into the courtroom over the latest flood of lawsuits.
Also, there is some more with Tony Busby and Jay-Z. So remember, Jay-Z sued Tony Busby and his firm for defamation after the lawsuit was dropped with the woman who claimed that Jay-Z and Diddy raped her when she was 13 years old back in 2000.
Who lied about Jay-Z.
Exactly. And the case was dismissed. It cannot be brought up again.
But make no mistake, Jay's not going after Busby for some noble reason. This is all about self-preservation. Insiders say Jay's only mission is making sure his name stays clean, and most importantly, that he never sets foot inside a jail cell. Jay-Z is playing chess, not checkers. He knows that when one domino falls, especially someone as powerful as Diddy, others could come tumbling down too. And Jay? He's determined not to be next. His strategy? Cut ties, lawyer up, and fight like hell to keep his billion-dollar kingdom intact. It's crystal clear that Jay is willing to deploy any tactic necessary to stay in the clear. Some folks in the industry even say that he's so powerful now, he can pretty much control the narrative and shut down anyone who dares come for him. He's been keeping quiet publicly, but behind the scenes, major moves are being made. What's wild is how fast all this loyalty and history between Diddy and Jay evaporated the second things turned ugly. It's like Jay knew this day might come and had his exit strategy ready to roll. Meanwhile, Diddy is bleeding out. His law firm of 20-plus years dropped him. His lawyers bailing. Even celebs like Lady Gaga reportedly told their legal team to cut ties or lose her as a client. Diddy's running out of options. His last move? Fight to suppress evidence, arguing the feds raided his mansions illegally. But the judge ain't buying it. The trial starts any day now. Y'all, this is no longer just a celebrity scandal. This is the collapse of an empire. Jay-Z may have spent years moving like a chess master, but the feds are flipping the board. If those tapes exist, and insiders swear they do, Jay and Diddy are both done. The silence, the cover-ups, the money, all of it is crumbling. And the wildest part? This is just the beginning. Also, let us know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates because this controversy is just getting started.